All right, tap in. In the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth, now we learned last time God in Latin is Deus. Deus is deity. Deity is energy. Energy. The G is God. God is Deus. Deus is deity. Deity is energy. Energy. The G is God. God is Deus. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why we're using Latin is because the English language is made from Latin letters. So it can be a Greek word, but the meaning is in Latin. So you could say a word all day, but what you mean is hidden. Let us go down and confuse their tongue, Genesis chapter 11. But let's go back to the genes, the generator, the Genesis generator. Let's go back to the generator. In the beginning, when God, when deity, when energy created heavens and the earth, positive and negative is energy, the earth was formless. Water is formless. Water represents thought. Thought. Water is also wisdom. Look at your scroll, the seventh seal. The fount of water. The fount of wisdom. The water. So thought. So the water was formless. The thought didn't have a form. And darkness was over the face of the deep. Dark. You turn out the light in the pitch black room. It You turn out the light in the pitch black room. I don't know if that even sounds right. You turn out the light in the room that has no windows and no lights. You're in the pitch black room. When you're in the pitch black room, you can't see nothing. That's what the breath look like. You can't see beyond it. You can't see in it, near it, around it, but it's there. But you can't see it. Can't see nothing. No thing. Formless in the darkness. So they always like to associate the dark or black with something bad. Unless you're using corporate status, then it's something that they got over. But according to science, when you're using science color codes, like the sun is yellow, the moon blue, Mercury orange, Mars red, things of that nature. So when you go for the color of the breath, that's black. Everything started dark. Everything starts with the breath, the source to all life. And it says, and the spirit of God hovered over the waters. The spirit of God. Spirit in Latin is spiritus. Spiritus is breath. So the breath hovered over the waters. Remember, we were saying the water is thought. Thought is the mother, the negative energy at her highest. The breath hovered over the water. So don't breathe in, don't breathe out, but don't hold your breath. Just let your breath hover. That's how the breath was hovering. It just there. It just is. And God said, let there be light. So deity said, let there be light. In order to say something, in order to speak a word, you must first have a thought. So it's mama. That's why it's hovering over the waters. It ain't hovering over the light. It's hovering over the waters, the thought. The breath is hovering over the thought. Mama, Alpha, the highest thought. For wisdom speaks from out the highest plane of spirit life, of breath, spirit, spiritus in Latin is breath, spirit life, breath life. So when the breath begins to breathe, that's when it begins to think. That's why it says, let there be light. It starts to breathe. When you take your first breath, you breathe in. When the baby is born, the body is there, but there's no deity inside of it until it takes a breath. It breathes in through the nose. It don't go through the mouth. It goes through the nose because the mouth it can't even open. It's not even moving it because there's no deity inside of it. The mother was taking care of that body in her womb, but now that the body is out of the womb, a deity must occupy that body to develop and then take control of that body, transmute that body to its astral body so that it be there so that they can cross the borders at will. You can come in the flesh and you can go into the astral plane at will, just like the first woman did when she kept coming here to her garden, the Garden of Eat, the Garden of Eden. Hence why when it was talking about Adam and Eve took on the when they was cast out of the garden, God gave them a flesh, you know, clothes of skin. That was that final garb, the physical, not the astral, the physical. We fell into the physical. We was tricked into free will, thinking that free will is good, but we're going outside of the wheel. We're not in harmony. We're not rotating. We're not vibrating. You know what I'm saying? We're not keeping up with the four seasons. It's like trying to plant crops that's supposed to be planted in the summer and you plant it in the winter. It's just not going to grow. That's what's happening to these ones that's coming here. They're not growing. They're dying. You're not supposed to die. Well, you don't die, but the body dies. The body is not supposed to die. That's why you keep coming back. Reincarnated. Repeat incarnation. The re stand for repeat. Incarnated. Incarnation. You keep repeating the incarnation. You have to transmute your body back to the astral body so that it can live forever. Hence, what Yesu did when they called Jesus, what I did, all men can do, what I am, all men shall be. Remember, he transmute and he changed his body from mortal to immortal form. Now he can cross the borders at will. This is why he said, when she said, oh, she tried to, Mary tried to touch him, he said, you can't touch me. You can't touch me. Some say don't touch me, but it says you can't touch me. You can't touch him because it's a transparent body now. It's an astral body. But what happens is when you come in this physical realm, you learn how to put more visual to it. So now when you dream, when you go to sleep and you dream, you're starting to see it more vivid because of this realm. You're starting to be able to hear things and smell things and feel things and see things in the astral realm that you couldn't before because it was more transparent. This realm teaches you how to imagine and make it more vivid. When you make it more vivid, then you can manifest it in the flesh. That's why you come and go at will. You control this realm. You create your own world. That's the whole lesson. Now, it's talking about the spirit of God, the breath of deity hovered over the waters. Remember, the breath breathes in, that's thought. The breath breathes out, that's action. In is feminine, out is masculine. Look at the man and the woman's parts on the human body. The man is in, the woman is out. I said that backwards. The woman is in, the man is out. The woman is in, the man is out. The woman is thought, the man is action. Now you are made up of both thought and action because the thought and the action together is what sparks the mind. You're the mind. You're the positive and the negative. You're the alpha and the omega. You're the beginning and the end. Hence, what I am, all men shall be. All mind, men in Latin means mind. All mind shall be. So it's not just physical men that they talking about. He's talking about women too. All mind. You are positive and negative. You are thought and action. You think first and then you act it out. The mind is the thinker. That's what the mind does. It just thinks. If you're not thinking, you're not living. I ain't saying you're not alive. I said you're not living. Live your life. Take care of yourself. Don't do harm to yourself. Don't do harm to others. The mind is thinking. But you can think all day, or you're going to act it out. So you have to balance. This is what they mean by balance. You have to balance the thought and the action. When the wheel, when the wheel of the action and the wheel of the thought are one, the resurrection is a fact. Hence, when your will, your so-called free will, when you're willing to do what mama, because it's mama's law, what mama tell you to do. When your will is one with mama's will, is one with mama's law, the resurrection is a fact. This is how you resurrect. You are the walking dead locked in a tomb within your mind because you don't know who mother and father God is, which is deity, which is energy. You don't know the energy. You don't know the breath. You're worshiping a man outside of yourself that they done created, an image that they done planted in the head, and you're worshiping that instead of worshiping the very breath that keeps your body alive when you go to the astral realm and travel. Man, let me tell you, this type of wisdom is hidden in the Vatican, and it's hidden in Latin. That's why I keep telling you to go to Latin, because they go into the Vatican, they looking for the architects, they looking for the statues, they looking for the gold, they looking for the monuments, they looking for all that. It's not that. You could find all the old, or you could find the oldest pyramid in the world, and it still ain't gonna help you. You have to find out who you are. And in order to find out who you are, you got to comprehend what is said that was left by mama, the first mother. And she communicates you through all languages, but Latin, which was ancient Lati, anti-Lati, A-N-T-I is ancient, L-A-T-I is Lati, latitude, wide. They put the N on it to seal it up. Lati is in. So ancient Lati was sealed up and was created. They created They created classical Latin, then Vulgate Latin. You see what I'm saying? Those different forms of Latin. Then they created English using the Latin letters, all 25 except for the letter J. The letter J is a fish hook. There's a fish hook at the bottom of the letter I. J comes after I. What happens when you chase somebody? You go after them. J comes after I. I in Latin means myself or self, which is the mind. The J is a fish hook on the mind. So if you take an I and then you put a letter J, you put a fish hook at the bottom of it and hook it left, there go your J. Follow me. I'll teach you to be fishers of men. Men, M-E-N, in Latin is mind. You see, M-E-N-S, or it's M-E-N. It's still is Latin. They're using words to confuse you. They know what they talking about, but you got to know what you talking about. So this is why in the age of Aqua, what they call Aquarius, the 11th sign, number 11, 1 and 1 is 2. The thought and the action, everything is being revealed. So what you gonna do? We gonna keep coming. We got a lot more to reveal. Just keep listening. More will be revealed.